Want to take you live to the Los Angeles area. Where else? Where there's a car chase underway. We're told that this pursuit has been going on for about an hour. Whoa, the guy in the blue car is obviously the one we're watching. Let's take a listen to our Fox LA chopper, Rick Dicker, who's in the air.
Now heading back southbound on the 170 freeway. It appears that there's only one person inside the car, Steve. We don't know why he was being pursued. Perhaps they lit him up for some minor traffic violation that he committed down in the 405 in the Wilmington area where we believe this pursuit started. CHP is the handle on this pursuit. We're hearing that he was going up to 90 miles an hour or faster. Came up the 405 through West LA in through traffic, and then the 405 opened up through the Sepulveda Pass because that's the northbound side, the fast side of the 405 this time of day. Went up to the 118, connected with the 118 eastbound, and then back on the 5. Oh. He's driving very erratically. Now this is a good opportunity for CHP units to try that pit maneuver, but they did not. Looks like some people have pulled over to the side again against traffic here and picking up speed. This is an on-ramp to the southbound 170. There you go, just in and out of traffic here. Wow. All right, back under the 170 now here, Steve, underneath the 170. That's the 170 crossing over. We'll try to get this street for you. Might be back on Roscoe, actually. He is at least traveling on the right side of the road here, but at a very high rate of speed. Believe it's Roscoe, Steve, heading eastbound on Roscoe through the Sun Valley area. We believe about at least half an hour to 40 minutes. We hear that the pursuit was picked up in Wilmington, and we do not know why officers decide to light this guy up. Again, perhaps it could have been just a minor traffic violation. It could have been that they ran the plates and the car came back stolen. Very high rate of speed eastbound. You've seen how erratic this guy has been driving. Sometimes law enforcement in situations like this will just pull back because of the danger to the innocent motorists and pedestrians. Here you can see a busy intersection here. He's going to try to cross it. He has a red light there. Again, making a southbound turn. This may be in case you're just joining us, we're listening to Rick Dickert, who is the chopper pilot for Fox LA, a voice you may know because he's often the one who's in the air when these car chases are underway. We're told that the cops in LA have been chasing this guy for about an hour. He's in that old blue Honda. It's thought to be just one male in that car. Why are they after him? We don't know at this point. Let's continue to listen to Rick. Against traffic again, heading southbound in northbound lanes, kind of straddling that medium there. There he goes, right through the intersection, busting through against traffic. I'm not seeing many. Missing a bus. Very close here. Again, a very dangerous situation. An older style Honda, and I believe that some of the CHP officers have decided to pull back at least slightly. Well, there's one tracking him there, but this does not look good in terms of how it'll land. He started well to the south in the South Bay area down towards Wilmington and Carson. At least that's what we heard. And that information's all preliminary. And then he came up the 405 northbound all the way through the county past LAX. And he's just driving erratically. I mean, at times they will go to these suspects who are being pursued will go to neighborhoods that they are familiar with. Unsure if that's the case here, but smaller side street here. Here's an opportunity. There's not a lot of traffic. Sometimes the officers will try to intervene here and try to cut him off or engage him in the pit maneuver and try to spin him out here. You're absolutely right, Jill. I wish I could get a street here for you, but we're doing circles just like this guy. There's a couple behind. Circles just like this guy. There's a couple behind. There's that small chance that they may get away, and of course it delays the inevitable of them going to jail. In addition to whatever he's being pursued for, he's can be written up for all of these erratic driving. Yeah, exactly. Very good point, Joe. A lot of times they're right there, and it's a situation where they know that this is it. So they try to run if they can, but in the meantime, this guy's endangering a lot of people's lives. And we've seen some really tragic situations, and people have lost their lives, innocent people, in these high-speed pursuits. All right, trying to get back on the freeway here. This is going to be the 5 freeway now. The 5 southbound through Sun Valley, crossed over. Look at this. He's maneuvering this car quite well, I will say that. Jumping over islands. And this CHP is just trying to track him. He wants an opportunity to try to spin him out for that driver to lose control to bring this to an end. But you don't know what you're dealing with. This guy could have a gun. Obviously, he does not care right now in terms of how he's driving and what he's doing. And he is doing whatever he can to evade these officers here. So it's very possible he could be armed. That's a very dangerous situation. These officers are doing the best they can. They're trained at this. At this time, that's all we could see inside the automobile. Not to say there could be someone ducked in the back. I'm sorry, say again? We got to think of 30 to 40 minutes because it started down in the South Bay. That's what we heard initially, the 405 freeway down towards Wilmington between like the Long Beach and the Carson area. And that stretch of the 405 is heavy. So he had to weave in and out of some very slow traffic between the Torrance area up towards LAX and West Los Angeles here. Making a left turn here. He's been... Hit him. Hit him. I need to find a street here. 170. Sheldon. Roscoe again. Come on, get him. Hit him, hit him. No, he doesn't. And he's got to... Roscoe, right? Oh, north. He's going northbound right here. Got him, got him, got him. He is on Woodman. Maybe? No. 5.
Just to let you know what you're listening to, that's Rick Dickert, who is the Fox LA chopper. They've been following this police chief in LA County, and this is this old blue Honda you're seeing there in the middle of your screen. He's been doing some pretty crazy driving and some pretty, not only dangerous driving, but actually, as the chopper pilot said, I hate to say this, but pretty impressive driving. He's been wheeling that thing around, evading police for the moment anyway. The California Highway Patrol is telling us that this pursuit started more than an hour ago as a failure to yield in the South Bay area near Carson, California, if you're familiar with that. And we're told, again, it's just one person in the car. It sounds like, anyway, CHP is telling us it just started as what they thought would be a routine traffic stop, and he has not stopped yet. So we continue to watch him, and you know, we've seen him blow by school buses and through on the highways, and then getting off, as you can see here, on the highways through some of these street sides. It's been pretty crazy.
Wow. You know, this guy's a nut. He really has put not only his own life, but the lives of other innocent people in danger. You mentioned the school bus. He came so close to that. He was driving into oncoming traffic at some point, and it's amazing. It's very interesting to watch the police officers who were in pursuit. It seems like they're either holding back or getting closer, depending on how close they are to other traffic on the road. Here you see he's being pursued by at least 2. I'm sure there are more. There's a third one coming up from the bottom of the screen in the shot here. But the police are there, and I'm sure that what they would like to do is to try to get ahead of him at some point to lay down those spike strips that had proved to be so successful in the past at blowing out tires and really forcing these drivers to stop the vehicles. And of course, we see so often that once they stop, they get out of the cars and they start to make a run for it.
We heard Rick in the chopper say that there have been points where this guy's been going at least 90, and he said possibly more than 90 miles an hour. It's not known what his deal is, why he's not stopping there. Let's take a listen to what he's saying now, what Rick's saying.
A couple of officers right behind him, really slowing down. We don't know how much gas this guy has, how long he's been going for. Just driving really erratically slow now. There really isn't a lot of traffic up here. I think he's just trying to figure out which way he wants to go. Northbound on Arleta Avenue in Arleta, north end of the San Fernando Valley here. And exactly. He would try, while it's churning, he would try to kind of clip the back of it to spin him out, Dorothy, so that he would lose control.
Yep.
And perhaps
Harris has just got off the phone with police. Harris, what are they telling you?
Well, I talked with both Los Angeles PD, and then they referred me to CHP, California Highway Patrol. This started on North 405 freeway. That is why the CHP is taking the lead in this. And they say this started with a possible traffic violation. You know, we've been talking about the fact that he may have run a yield sign. They weren't quite sure, but they said it would probably take something a little bit more than that, CHP. What he said, though, was that you've got a single male driver in here who's been going upwards of 90 miles an hour for 45 minutes. They'll do what they need to stop him, and it looks like they're going to be able to do that. They've got him boxed into a driveway right now, and unless he lives in that house, he might be out of luck, Jane. And guns drawn, they've got him.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it, how these things end? They all seem to end the same way. They end that they get the guy, and sometimes after wild speeds and crazy driving, they end like that. Yeah. He just pulls over and pulls into a driveway, and now they're pulling him out, it looks like.
Well, one thing that the CHP officer said was that they weren't sure why he ran. Like, they weren't sure what he was running from because it was a simple traffic violation in his estimation. Wow, that car is, yikes, still moving. They've got him. Wow, and you got to be so careful, too, because you don't know if this guy is armed. You don't know if he's on something. You don't know why he ran, and that was specifically what CHP was saying. We don't know what the deal is with this guy in the car that he would, you know, try to flee a simple traffic violation stop and take us through all of this, but they just wanted this to come to a safe conclusion. As far as we know, according to CHP, there were no accidents that this guy caused. And the way he was driving, boy, that's nothing short of a miracle. It's a blessing, actually. But they got him.
All right, Harris, thanks for letting us know what you know at this point. Again, we'll continue to get more information about why he was fleeing in the first place. As Harris mentioned, it started in what's known as the South Bay area near Carson, California, and they've just a failure to yield. Probably thought they were going to pull him over pretty easily, and then he took off. So, as she said, they got him.
They got him. Nice job by the California Highway Patrol. Good work, gentlemen. Let's take a live look at some pictures from Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Protesters, as we've been showing you today, they are lining the streets. They're getting ready for President Obama's town hall meeting on health care reform. That's coming up 1 o'clock Eastern time, a little under half an hour from now. The White House saying that they expect a vigorous debate. And from the looks of the crowd, they'll probably get it. White House correspondent Mike Emanuel is live in Portsmouth. Mike Emanuel in New Hampshire. Mike, thanks very much.
I just wanted to let you know we continue to watch those pictures from Southern California. Indeed, the cops there got their guy, a driver of that blue car you see in the middle there, led them on a chase for well over an hour, reached speeds of over 90 miles an hour, some really dangerous driving. It was just a failure to yield. They tried to pull him over, and he wouldn't stop. But that's him on the ground. Up now, he's up, and they got him. They're taking him in. So that's the end of that one. Also, Secretary of State Hillary Clinton getting, well, we just watched that car chase end where else but in Southern California, Trace, where you happen to know a little bit about. Lived there for many years. It's over. As always, they got him.
Nothing like a good car chase, Jane. I mean, this thing went on for quite some time, and it started below Los Angeles, the south part of the city. It ended up in the San Fernando Valley, went on for quite a while. The thing that I always notice in car chases is that people tend to go back to where they're familiar, their home neighborhoods, because they think they can kind of outmaneuver cops. It never works. But the interesting point about all of these car chases that a lot of them have in common is these people are third strikers. In California, a 3-strike law, if you go to prison for a violent crime on the 3rd strike, you're gone. You're done for life, which is why so many of these people decide, if I'm going away forever, I'm going to make a race of it. That guy clearly got caught. We don't know if he's a 3rd striker. We do know that he'll be in jail for quite some time, Jane. And by the way, coming up at the top of the hour on the live desk, the big story of the day, of course, is President Obama holding his own health care town hall. Juliet here with for Martha MacCallum today.